Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Platinum Prime with Linda Ferguson.
And Karen Nelson Bell.
All right, so today we're going to be talking about something that came up for Karen. And because it came up for Karen, I'm going to let her introduce this episode.
Well, both you and I have businesses. And when you're in business, you want to find out how can you have your business always be expanding and do better. And to that end and to that purpose, I went to a 2-day webinar about the subject of branding because I'm like, my brand is all over the place. Who the heck am I? I do music, I do keto, I do Saving America. I thought I need to define what is my thing. And it actually brought up some questions that I didn't have answers to. So I came peddling over to Linda because Linda has been studying this topic a lot longer than I have. And I thought it was worthy. And as we were looking at branding, I thought, well, you and I are pretty clear on who we're talking to. We know who we're talking to. We're talking to mostly women, some men, but mostly women who have platinum in their hair and want to live in the prime of their life, want their senior years to be the prime.
Mm-hmm.
And that's our audience. So, but is that what is our brand? I don't know. Do we have a certain font? Do we have a certain color? No, we don't have any of that. We don't. But we do have something that makes us branded. And the thing that I took away from the seminar, you've now told me, is just like the most trite of all things, because it said, be authentic and deliver value. Well, I can't, I don't know how I can be anything other than authentic. Can you? I mean, I don't know. We're not over here like being super saleswomen or something like that. We're not coming on. I'm not,
Yeah.
so
You and I both are, we try and be honest and authentic in everything we do, no matter what role we're wearing at the time. We do the job that we're supposed to be doing at the time that we're doing it, but we do it as ourselves and not as some other assumed personality. But
so
before we
what
actually,
value?
let's
I'm
hold
sorry,
on a
continue.
minute. Let's actually define the word branding
Oh,
because
okay, that's
you and I both know what that is. But so a brand is that collection of things that represents either a company or a person, and it is a sort of a complete picture of what you think about when you see that thing. So a very, very famous example is Coca-Cola. So as soon as you see the Coca-Cola symbol, another one's Nike, you have a whole collection of, is it valuable? Is it not valuable? Is it a positive? Is it a negative? What are those things that you think of as associated with Coke and with Nike? Each business also has its own brand. And if you're a professional, you want to create your brand as well. So you want to have certain colors, certain emotional tones, and whatever message it is that you want to portray, you want people to think of you along with that message when they think of you. Okay, so that's branding. Now we will continue.
okay. So what do you think is what do we have to do for people to know what our brand is? Are we already doing it, or does it just happen, or do we have to do something extra? I mean, we're not talking to people who want to learn branding. That's not our audience. I'm not
Right.
saying that these ladies are going to be interested in learning how to brand, but what value do they want from us, and what value do we propose to give them, and how do we create that assignment of a certain attitude of value with you and me?
Okay, good. Well, I'm always good at asking questions. So I am going to ask some questions of you. So always when you're branding, as someone has to have an idea of what do you do, what transformation do you offer? Is it just, Joe Rogan, and whether you like him or you don't like him, or you've heard of him or you haven't heard of him? There's a certain perception about Joe Rogan in the world that has been created because, not because he said this is my brand, but because he performed the same things over and over and over and over again over a long period of time, that people got a sense of, if I listen to Joe Rogan, this is what I'm going to get. And whatever value they take away from that, whether it's being better informed about a subject or not, is what that person gets. So for you and I, we have managed to wind up decades down the road with a few things that are in common. And one of the first things is that you are probably one of the most positive people that I know. You definitely have a rosy outlook on life, no matter what life presents to you.
To the
You just,
irritation of some people. Some
yeah,
people are irritated by my cheerfulness.
those are not your people.
I
I'm
know.
just telling you. If they do not admire that about you, then they're not the right audience for you, and they probably are not listening to this unless someone's listening with the purpose of finding fault, and there are those people. But I'm similar. I am always, no matter what shows up, it's sort of long breath, step back, look at it, say to myself, this is only temporary. And where am I going again? I'm going up. So that's a good similarity. And where I definitely have followers, people that, rely on my happiness or whatever, or I don't get too flapped about things. You have a lot more, you have a bigger, wider audience because you've been working with bigger, wider audiences your entire life. But between us, we have that similar. And we have blonde hair. Now, mine for the grace of hair color might be platinum. I don't know what my hair color actually is, but we both have very light blonde hair, so that is a similarity. We have lots of good advice. We're both business women, and we've been doing business and helping others again for decades. So that's what we bring to the table. And the transformation, my idea of the transformation, or the things that we can help others with, is to, one, draw on our experience and offer help. Me, from the things that I'm focused on now, which have to do with financial wellness. How can you become financially whole and well and have that health of your finances go on into the future? And you have been focused on the other side of it, which I definitely look to you for that advice, and that is your physical wellness and working on it. And we both like money, so we're good there.
Well, I think you're right, and maybe what I guess I would love after what you've said, I would like our brand to be, they know they're going to come and get a shot of positivity. Get a shot of positive. It's like buying a red, like what are those little shots, hot red. You see them at the gas station, a little shot of something that's.
Oh, the Energizer things? Yes.
Yeah. So they're coming to us to get a shot of positive. Now, I
Okay.
also, with the release of Saving America, why did I write? I mean, it took me since 2009. I've been wanting to write that book, and I wrote it over the last month. And I agree with you because you can't be a super senior unless you are not on the. You can't be on the street and be a super senior.
Right.
I don't. I don't think. I don't think you can.
No.
And
It,
so
it would
that's
be
why I'm
challenging.
attracted to you because you give me wisdom in the areas of finance, and I've taken it another step and just saying, okay, I think people's individual economies is what will save America. I believe because it says because saving America starts with saving Americans,
Hmm.
and that's what and so I think that you're all about that is making individual people be safe. so that they can put their attention elsewhere. So maybe our brand is just that we're two little old ladies. We're not really little old ladies,
Wash your mouth out, girl.
well, I had a friend come over to help me move some furniture, and I couldn't. There, I asked this guy. I tried to hire this guy. He's a little older, and he said, "No, I don't think I can do it." So here's these two little old ladies. We're not really little, and we're not really very old. I'm 80, but what the hell? And so my friend came over, and we used gravity, leverage, and ingenuity, and got a huge piece of furniture into a place where it shouldn't have really gone.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what I'm trying to say is we're empowering. They know they're going to get something that's going to empower them. Is that part of our brand that we want to that we want to empower somebody, so that maybe you'll walk away, you'll be a little happier, you'll be a little clearer on some steps that you might want to take towards your wealth or your health. Is that our brand?
That's definitely part of it. It's one of my passions, and it's a huge one, is I go out of my way to remind someone of who they really are. Who they really are. Because most people are far more than the things they tell themselves in the mirror. So it is very, very nice for someone to remind you that you are incredible, that you are capable of whatever you set your mind to, but that very often in a world that's full of people who are going to be the opposite, that would prefer to tell you what you can't do and how silly of you to even try, we're here to tell you that's bunk. And we're here not only to tell you that, but to show you it can be done, because it's what we're doing. So we believe that if you want to do something and you want someone to tell you you have permission to do it, go ahead and do it. We'll help you figure it out even. Then we're your girls, we're your ladies. And it's part of what we do.
I love it. I like our brand. I wonder what yesterday, after I went to this seminar, I posted on Facebook, I said, "What do you think my brand is?" And I got back an answer that was so amazing to me. It was so complimentary, to be honest. And I would have never thought to say these things about myself. But the way she expressed it, she said, "This is your brand." She was very certain about it. She said, "This is your brand, Karen." And maybe we should ask our friends what they think our brand is.
Sure.
Do you think is that a dumb idea?
No, I love it. I love it. So let's do it. So, y'all listening to this, what do you think our brand is? And
Two little old ladies moving company.
Well, let's just say if you can dream it and you want to do it and you're willing to put in the work to do it, and you want someone to tell you, two people to tell you that yes, we believe you can, and yes, just reach out to us and we will give you permission to do it. We're your ladies.
Amen. Amen to that. I endorse that.
Yeah. I'm going to say something. So, brand wise, let's just say that everyone has a bad day, right? Everyone does. And on bad days, especially if you're the cause of your own bad day, you've done something that's really sort of messed things up, it's very hard to stay positive through that. Like, oh no. And so having a partner or someone who says, that was horrible. Now what are we going to do about it? And how are we going to make it right? And let's make it just a blip in the moment, because in the long run, it will pale in insignificance to all the great things that are ahead. Really, really, really important to keep the perspective in on, as long as you have a great attitude and as long as you have someone who believes in you and then lets you believe in yourself, great things can happen.
Beautiful, Linda. Thank you so much.
Sure. Okay, so shall we
Any old business? Any new
What's that?
business? Any old business? Any new business? Do we move that this meeting be adjourned, or
We move that this meeting be adjourned for now. Yes. So same time next week? Yeah?
yeah, let's do
With
this
more
again.
things to report. Okay. All right. Bye, everyone. Have a great week.